All right, y'all, Black Friday is just around the corner. Hello, welcome back, and welcome to, if you're new to my channel, I am Bria and I am the Realtor Mom. In this video today, we are going to be talking about Black Friday deals that you need to know about. If you're a new home buyer, if you're buying for someone who just bought a house, if you're buying for family members, this is for you. So let's jump right into it. First things first, if you're a new homeowner, this is the time of year to save on buying things for your home. Now, I bought my house right around Christmas. I literally closed on my house 3 days before Christmas. It was December 22nd, 2020. So I definitely didn't get a chance to take advantage of, actually I was in escrow that October. So I did start looking around, shopping around, but because I was like still in escrow and it wasn't final, I don't think I bought much, but there were a few things I knew we were buying a home. So I was like, take advantage of these sales. And so I didn't buy anybody any presents. I took advantage of the Black Friday sales, especially for the little things that, you know, I was starting fresh, like nothing. When we bought our house, we had not a bed to take with us, not a dish, a bowl, or plate, or anything to eat off of. It would have been helpful to know things like this, you know, what to buy, you know, because house stuff is expensive. It was expensive then. Since inflation, a lot of stuff is expensive now. So I think it is important for people to know that they should take advantage of those Black Friday deals, especially if it is for your house. If you are a first-time home buyer or a new homeowner and you want to start fresh, it is important for you to hop on these deals and save you some money, especially around Christmas time, because why not? Why pay full price when you don't have to? We're gonna start off with a few things that homeowners should be thinking about buying during this time of year. A lot of things that I don't think anybody really tells you should be thinking about when you're, you know, looking to buy a new, you know, when you buy a home. What do you put in it? Outside of, I mean, you know, furniture, you know, dishes, you know, pots and pans, but really, once you are in your house, especially if you were like me and you're starting from virtually nothing, you are completely lost on what to fill the home with. So as a realtor, I usually try to give my clients closing gifts in kind of like a starter pack of, you know, buying their home. But I usually try to start off small, and it's always like relatable to the house. I mean, unless I know the client or we've talked and, you know, they mentioned things here and there, but I usually try to, you know, just buy them little nooks, like little things like wooden spoons, wine glasses, wine if they drink wine, if we talk about it, you know, just something personal to them that I feel like they, you know, I hear them talking about, oh, we're gonna need this, we're gonna need that. So I try to buy a little bit of stuff. This is a video from last year when I helped a client when we closed and I wanted to get her a few things. Let's start off with some of the things you maybe don't think about. First things first, I think you should definitely get some sort of doorbell camera. Ring cameras, I know they go on sale usually around this time, and they kind of, I think their sale usually is around $50 starting for their basic models. I have some notes here, so it usually drops, I think the basic one is $50 and then it drops down to about $29–30. So I definitely highly suggest a Ring camera, especially because you don't know your neighborhood. I mean, yes, the neighborhood could be nice, but I think it's important that we don't really think about home security until it's too late. And I mean, it's just good to have, so that way if should anything happen, you can see, or if you're away, you're traveling from your home, you have that doorbell to you know, you have that camera to check in every now and again. But that's something I don't think a lot of people think about outside of, you know, when they're moving into their home. I would suggest, you know, adding some motion LED lights. I live like, I have one neighbor and then I have a space between my other neighbor, and there's a wash behind me. So, well, I don't really have any motion lights, but I should have got one because it's not really dark right there. But I would suggest if you like live on like an alleyway or a corner, or just in general, it's good to have, because there's people always walking and you just want to let them know that your house is secure. And motion lights usually run between, their normal price is $25, but we are seeing them drop to around $15. So you're saving $10 essentially. Highly suggest it. Another thing I don't think a lot of people might think about, and this is really funny, this is like something super small, but a heavy duty welcome mat. I mean, when you just moved into your house, you don't want people coming and tracking in, because you probably got people, you know, with furniture, bringing all that good stuff, the movers, all that stuff. It's funny because people don't really think about it, but especially here in Arizona, it's a lot of like dust. It's really good to have to just kind of wipe off your, you know, shoes before you go into a home. And those usually run $30, but they drop around $20 during the holidays. And here's a good one that a lot of people, even myself, have not thought about a basic toolkit. And fun fact, I still don't have one. I've collected little tools since we moved in, but a basic toolkit. When we moved in, we really should have bought one because you don't really think that you're going to be needing to fix things in your new home, and it's not really necessarily to fix, but to add to, you know, hang stuff up on the walls. You're probably going to need like a little stool or whatever, or you know, hang your pictures, to change your filters. You really don't realize you need these things until you need them. So I highly suggest when you first move into your home, since Black Friday is around the corner, and even if you already live in your house, get a basic toolkit. They usually start to about $40, and then you can find them dropping down to about $25. So those are just a little bit of the hardware things that you might need for your house. So let's jump into things that you can use around the house outside of the camera's going to do its thing. Basic toolkit will be there. You're not going to use it every day. So let's talk about some of the things that you may want to buy someone as a housewarming gift if they're moving into their home, or as for yourself if you're moving into your home. Because again, like I said, I literally started from scratch, and I have a lot of hand-me-down stuff that my mom gave me when we moved into our house, like the little countertop appliances. So I should have, if I had closed on my house right before, well, I did right before Christmas, but around shopping time, these are some of the things I would have bought and still will buy for my house, because I like to take advantage of Black Friday deals too, even though I'm already living in my house, because I'm a homeowner. Some of these things, you know, they go on sale for a good price, so it's like, why not take advantage of them? It's not being selfish if you're buying it for your house and everybody's gonna use it. So a few other things that I don't think people think about is, like, let's start with the kitchen area. An air fryer. I didn't think about buying one. Luckily my oven is a convection oven, but I still want like one of those air fryers. So my mom gave me her air fryer, but I still want to get a new air fryer. I suggest looking for an air fryer. So for air fryers, like a Ninja air fryer, they're usually retailing around $90 to $250, depending on the model, the size, all that good stuff. But around Black Friday, you can usually find them anywhere between $70 and $80. So I highly suggest you jumping on that, because that's a huge price. That's like a $20 price difference. Another thing, I don't have one of these. I don't know if I really had a want for one. My mom's been using hers, but an Instapot. I've heard people talk about those a lot. Get somebody an Instapot. Buy yourself an Instapot. They usually retail around $80 to $150. You can find them for $60 to $120. So again, a $20 to $30 difference. Why not save? Depends on the model, the size, all that good stuff, and where you buy it for. Also too, when you are shopping, price compare. So price compare Walmart versus Target. Sometimes some of this stuff you can find really good deals in Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Home Goods around Black Friday. If they're having their Black Friday deals, you can find, you know, some of these items there. Like bedding, for instance, a comforter set. Definitely can find something like that in TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, probably for a decent price on their Black Friday deals if you can't find it at Target or Walmart. They usually run between $50 to $200 if you want like a good one and you want the full set. But on Black Friday, you can find it for about $40 to $150. So again, you're saving those $10 to $30 price differences, putting money back in your pocket. And of course, little things like area rugs, candles, humidifiers. I would definitely, if you live in Arizona, I highly suggest getting a humidifier, something I wish I did. Haven't done in a while. Actually, I take that back. I have one, but I don't realize how dry the air is even inside your own home. Humidifiers usually run between $30 and $80, and you can probably buy one during Black Friday for $20 to $60. Highly suggest getting one because through the night I'd be dry, I'd be coughing, all that. Definitely look at that. So those are a few things that you can buy a first-time homeowner, a new homeowner, repeat homeowner, or yourself during these Black Friday deals. I highly suggest jumping on them. They are, I mean, you're saving what, between $10 to $30 an item on a discounted item. And like I said, if you just bought a house or you're just moving into a home, it is expensive to fill said house. Still is 5 years later for me. So I highly suggest taking advantage of these Black Friday deals and filling your home up. And if you are going to a housewarming this Christmas, or if you know someone who's just bought a house and you know you're going to give them a gift, definitely think about looking up one of these items, because I promise you they can use it, and they're not that expensive, and they're great gifts, because a lot of times people don't think about these things. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys real soon with more Christmas content.